Hey guys, what's going on? James here at Coyote Reaper Outdoors. Today, August 14th. It is hot. We're talking, it is 100 degrees with a feels like of 112 today. It's hot. However, right now we're looking at like 96 degrees. Feels like 101, 102. The low temps tonight is going to be 85 degrees with a feel like around 90. So it is going to be hot tonight. However, like I always say, can't shoot them from the couch, can't shoot them from the bedroom. So with that being said, we're going to get after them tonight. The positive thing about tonight is illumination's at 5% on that old moon. So that is an absolute plus for me. There's some places I can get set up where I'm not real worried about getting real concealed into the trees and stuff like that, just because it's going to be so dark that I feel confident that I want to be able to get out in the fields a little bit more and set up different than I usually do. Or it gives me another way, like I said, to hit somewhere else, that you usually don't get to hit just because of how the wind. You can only hunt certain places of the farm, stuff like that. Well, tonight, with that being said, is I can actually move out in the fields a little bit and get set up different, which I like to do when I can. I hate hunting from the same locations every time that I go to a property, and that's one thing I always recommend. If you can, change your locations around that property. Don't ever try to set up in the same place over and over and over, because these coyotes are smart and they will learn very quickly. Now, I am going to go to a couple places that I have hit before with you guys, and I'm also going to hit up some new places. So I'm actually heading out to meet a landowner right now, generously enough to let me come out and try to get on some of their coyotes, and that's exactly what I want to do today. So stay tuned. Hopefully we can get on some coyotes tonight. If you would, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. That's what's keeping me going. I can tell you there's probably not a whole lot of people going out with 100-degree temperatures and trying to hunt coyotes. But I'm one of them, and as long as I keep getting the great messages from you all, the great questions from you all, the followers that I'm getting, stuff like that, I'll continue to do this. The weather's just a thing. I'll work through it, and I appreciate you guys following me. So stay tuned, and hopefully we get on some coyotes soon. Okay, so like I said, right here I actually hear the coyote. It's behind me, uh, pretty much to my southwest. So here I'm looking actually at my map to see how I can make a quick move and put a plan together in my head, and that's exactly what I do here. From here, I go ahead and scan one more time. Since I did just call, obviously I don't want to go out and just grab everything and leave. I do want to continue to scan here, and that's what I'm doing, just to make sure I didn't call in something that's obviously right in front of me that did not make a noise, howl, etc. But from here, I grab my stuff and move locations. Okay, so I started with the howl as you've seen here. Unfortunately, I did not locate them again. However, I know they're pretty close to their bubble. So from here, I decided to go ahead and throw off a mom and dad ding call from MFK to see if that would then hoax them in. And we'll see what happens here. Okay, here I really want you to look at the time in the top left corner. As you see, it's 3:23 when I scanned over here on my right-hand side. Now I'm scooting to the left. It's taking about 10 seconds to go left, and then I got about another 10 seconds to go right. That's about what is normal for my left to right 180 degrees, right? So right here I am. I'm back over here, and now it's 3:43, about 20 seconds later. And if you notice there, boom, that coyote's already there within 20 seconds, standing out in the middle of the field. Now, again, that just shows you how fast and how quick that they'll come in and surprise you. And unfortunately, by the time I got transitioned over to the gun, I could never really get settled on him, and unfortunately could not make a shot here happen. And this coyote ends up getting the slip. However, I could see him in the brush a little bit here and there, but could never just really pinpoint him in. So unfortunately, I didn't make something happen here. However, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go to another location from here and try my luck elsewhere. But that's how this hunt ended. My big takeaway from this is, if you can, always do a howl, locate, get there. If you need to do another howl, try another howl, and then follow up with some kind of vocal, and you should have some luck. Here, I did decide to go ahead and also throw in a 16-week pup fight as well, just in case maybe I could get him to come back out of that tall grass, but unfortunately it just didn't happen here. And like I said, so on to the next hunt from here, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so what happened here, as soon as I got on the property, I did a howl and located, it sounded like to be a pup howl. So I decided to go ahead and shut off the vehicle, do everything there, grab all my stuff, and do the long walk in. It was a pretty long walk, but I knew I had to do it to be able to get close to him. So I didn't end up taking my other side camera. I just took my gun, my call, and tripod and got set up because I knew I was going to try to get as close as I could to him. I didn't want to take too much gear in. However, as soon as I got there, I forgot to hit, I forgot to hit record. So, but to start off with, since I thought it was a pup, I started out with a 16-week pup howl, and this coyote came in, on a string, everything you'd want. What I'm doing here is, the reason I haven't shot it already is I'm making sure that it's clear of the cows. I do not like the cows behind it. I'm not going to shoot at something and then have a chance of that bullet going beyond it and striking something. So from here, I made sure it was beyond the cows on the right-hand side to make sure that they were clear and good to go there. And then from here, once I knew they were clear, I went ahead and decided to take them at this point. Okay, so I have yet to go set up my call and stuff. It is literally sitting beside me, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting the call back in my bag so I can go set the call out. Now, what my mindset is, of course, I'm scanning as well to make sure there's no other pups that decided to come in with this one. So what I decided to do here is go ahead and I'm going to go grab this coyote. And actually I didn't even grab the coyote. I actually put the call directly beside the coyote is what I decided to do. Make sure obviously the coyote's dead, stuff like that, but then go ahead and put the call out there with it. Now my mind thinking is that, hey, if that one coyote came in on a string and stopped right there, maybe I can get another one. So what I decided to do here is go ahead and grab the call, get everything back in the bag, set it back up out there exactly where that coyote is. And for one, it makes it easy when I need to go get the coyote again. But two, I'm thinking that hopefully the coyote will do the same exact thing. So that's what I decided to do here. Take the call, put it back out there. So from here, what I decided to do is try some bull squeak, something that's not real, loud, overpowering, just something really subtle, really soft, that hopefully be able to get those coyotes into where the other coyote went. Say, hey, there's some food over here. I got some food, and to maybe make those other pups say, well, hey, he's got food. I need to go get that food, or see exactly, where that food's at. So that's kind of what I'm trying here. Again, nothing overpowering, just something nice, soft, and subtle. And then from here, we'll see what happens. Now I go right back to MFK. Mom and Dad didn't call once again. Now it worked on the last hunt. You've seen that coyote come in. So I'm thinking, okay, nothing else is working. I'm going to go ahead and try it out again. Maybe I can get that pup to come to that den call. And we'll see what happens next. Now again, I want you to pay close attention to the time here on the top left-hand corner. It's 9:56 when I leave here. I start scanning to the left, 9:56. Scan left, scan right, boom, 10:02. We're talking 6 seconds that thing came out of absolute nowhere. And as you see here, unfortunately I shoot right behind it. However, I can tell by the way it's running, it did not startle it whatsoever. It don't even know what exactly happened, and honestly might not even know where that came from. And it really doesn't know exactly what that was. So from here, I feel like, okay, hey, I can still call this coyote right back in. But again, I wanted to point out how fast those things can come in and appear out of nowhere, and why your head always has to be on a swivel. Again, when I'm sitting out here, I'm always trying to think of a story to tell of what's going on. Here, I decide to throw out a rabbit in distress. And the reason for that is, okay, I did a mom and dad didn't call. The coyote came. There was no mom and dad there. I didn't see another coyote. Well, now there's food in distress going on up there that's under attack. So what is doing that? Most likely it's another coyote. Were they calling me in because they had food for me? So I'm thinking that I can get that coyote to come back in, thinking that there's food up there for that coyote. Unfortunately, however, it doesn't work, but that was my mind thinking whenever I decided to go ahead and throw that call out. So what I decided to do here is one more time with the 16-week pup howl. The reasoning for that, I'm thinking, hey, they've already answered to it once. One's already came to it once. This coyote pup might think it's the other coyote pup up there howling. So, in one last ditch effort, that's what I decided to do here. And then when I let it out, I want you to pay close attention. You'll actually hear that coyote howling back at me. And then we'll see what happens after that.
When the Reaper comes, it's your turn. I'm the Coyote Reaper, death in the night, thermal burning and the crosshairs tied. You can run, you can hide, but the darkness is mine.
Man, what can I say? That was a hunt right there. So what I did is when I first got on the property, I went ahead and did a howl, and I heard these coyotes up here, and I could tell they kind of sounded like pups. So what I did is I just went ahead and shut the vehicle off and walked all the way in, which is a good little ways back in here. But what I did is, so I got this fence line, I came straight up this fence line, and sat down and just started looking and nothing. So I threw a MFK 16-week pup howl out, and unfortunately I forgot to hit record on the scope, and you'll see that until the thing's probably like 60 yards in front of me. But what I did is I went ahead and did that, and the coyote came up from my left-hand side, got about 60 yards, and then I went ahead and took the one on the right there, your left. And then I knew there was more than one, so I went ahead and did another 16-week pup howl, and this one actually started howling back. So once it did that, I just shut the call off, thinking that, hey, it's going to come after the first one that I had shot, and that's exactly what had happened. So the second one went ahead and came up as well. As you see, it got on the left-hand side there. You'll see it in the video. At the end of the day, it was a great hunt. Took 2 of them out. Seen 2, took 2. You can't complain about that. So all in all, a great hunt, and a big learning curve from this one, and something to take away and to think about. When you first get to a location, just because you're used to going and setting up in a certain place, this and that, do a howl out. Find out where they're at. This time of year, you need to get as close as you can to them. Go ahead and make that move, get as close as you can. It's exactly what I did. Got up here. That dog didn't take, I don't know, a minute max to get in here. The first one. Shot it, did another pop howl, the next one came. So again, location is the biggest thing you need to take away from right now during this time of year. Find out where they're at, get in their area, and you're going to be successful. So 2 coyotes down here, and it's right at midnight, so we're doing okay. It's still pretty hot out here and getting really muggy. The humidity's sky high. Illumination said 5%, but I'm telling you right now, it feels like it's a lot brighter than that. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and continue on here. And then again, if you have any questions about this hunt or any hunt that we do tonight that I'd show, again, just put in the comments. But thanks, and we'll get to the next one. All right, guys, so it is now 2 o'clock in the morning. I shot those coyotes at 12 o'clock, and the next 2 locations I went to, the first one I got completely set up, everything ready to roll. Literally get back to my tripod, get on the gun, was scanning, and feel a big gust of wind and could feel it swirling in there. However, I was in the bottom, so I thought to myself, hey, you're in the bottom, that's why it's doing it. So I gathered all my stuff up, and went to the next spot, which I made sure that this time, I'm on top of a hill, so I should be good. Unfortunately, that was not the case. As I was getting set up this time, walking to exactly where I wanted to be, same exact thing happened. And I won't chance that. It's not worth it. It's not worth educating coyotes. So that is going to do it for me. I'm not going to continue to just keep going in there, putting my scent all over the place when I don't need to, and know that it's going to continue to do it. So unfortunately, that's going to be it for this episode. I do, however, really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you do have anything to comment and have any questions about the hunt, let me know. I did try to do something a little bit different this time. As you guys see, I did get another angle and added a thermal watching me, so you can kind of see what's going on with me as the coyotes approach and stuff like that. So again, if you like that, if you don't like that, or whatever it may be, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get better. So anything that you guys don't like or that you see I can do better, like I said, I got thick skin. I don't take a lot of things to heart. So again, if you would, just let me know if you don't like something, or if you did like something. And I really do appreciate all the outreach. I've had so many people message me, whether it be on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that, and has literally, said, hey, you're doing great, I really like your channel, it's very educational, and that's the whole purpose of this. Like, I'm trying to make this so you learn something every single time that you watch one of my videos. Now, I'm not saying you might not already know this, like you might not already know that what I'm putting out, but if you're a beginner and you like what you're seeing, or maybe I did something and you didn't think about that, and you know, you're not a beginner or whatever it may be, at the end of the day, I want to make my videos educational so you can gain something out of it and learn from it, and hopefully be able to use it on a stand in the near future. That is what I'm hoping to get out of this, and hopefully you can learn something off of me. At the end of the day, I really do appreciate everybody and you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my videos and to give me the thumbs up and to subscribe. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next one.